president of the Queens County Women's Bar Association and was elected to Congress in 1978. She successfully sponsored the Women's Economic Equality Act, which ended pension discrimination against women and provided job options. Congresswoman Ferraro also created a flex time program for public employees that serves as the foundation of programs in the private sector. In 1993, she was appointed United States Ambassador to the United Nations Human Rights Commission by President Clinton. And under her leadership, the Commission for the first time condemned anti-Semitism as a human rights violation. Her accomplishments were great and her fighting spirit was unbreakable. While she was a national figure here in Queens, we knew Congresswoman and Vice Presidential candidate Geraldine Ferraro as Jerry, our friend and colleague. I remember walking down Austin Street, going to a store right here called Cachinord, and seeing her in Cachinord shopping, seeing her walk around the neighborhood, and living here for so many years. 67 years is a very long time to live in the neighborhood. Certainly beats me. I've lived here for 50 years. But certainly, we were very proud. I remember when she was nominated for the vice presidency and she came home to her home in Forest Hills Gardens, running to her house and standing on the hill that faced the house, watching as the servants stood around the house and as she came home after the nomination. How proud we all were of Geraldine Ferraro. As we are here together on this chilly day in late October, we commemorate the legacy and lifetime achievements of a dynamic political leader, a wonderful public servant, and to us here in Queens, a true friend, the Honorable Geraldine Ferraro. And to help make this possible today, I introduced this at the City Council and with the Speaker's approval and also graciously approving this and the vote of the entire City Council. So there was absolutely no question. Nobody had anything to say but good things, and it was voted on unanimously. Now I'd like to call up John Caro, and if his family can surround him, to say just a few words.
Thank you very much. This is a great honor, and my wife would have loved this, to have this name, the street named after her. We've lived in 22 Deep Dean Road for 37 years, and my kids, my adult children grew up here. In fact, I went to went to Lady Queen of Martyrs years ago, and I've been actually a resident. I grew up here. I've been a resident here for 67 years. Jerry, our lives were here. We shopped here. This is our main block. This is a great street. Our lives we really enjoyed it here, and I don't think we would have moved unless my wife became ill, and I had no choice but to sell my house. This is a great honor, and I really appreciate this. Thank you very much. We all. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to now introduce someone that knew Geraldine, who worked with Geraldine, Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney.
Thank you so much, Karen, and for all of your team that is making this happen for this extraordinary woman. It is true that I knew Geraldine, that I worked with Geraldine, and I loved Geraldine. To know her was to love her, and to know her extraordinary family was too. One of the things that I admired so much about her was not only her public work, but that she was so devoted to her husband. She loved him so dearly. She loved all of her children, her grandchildren. She adored them. One of her last words to me was, "Oh, Carolyn, you have to get my grandson a job in the Capitol this summer. Please, please. I really want him to be there." And he was outstanding. He did a great job. And her granddaughter volunteered in my campaign this summer, and she was a star. Everybody loved her. She made more phone calls, got more done than anybody else. Now, there is a rule in politics that you never, ever cry in public. But the only time I was on national television crying was when Geraldine Ferraro took the stage as the first woman in history to run for vice president on a national ticket. What an honor. And there I was, tears streaming down my face, loving her, respecting her. She lifted up every woman in this world with her leadership, with this extraordinary achievement. She changed the aspirations of how women view themselves, of how they feel. That she made us feel like we could do something, that we could accomplish something, that we could make a huge difference, because she did. On a personal level, she was an extraordinary leader in a public level, but on a personal level, she was a dear, dear, trusted, loving friend. She was a wonderful, wonderful friend, and she taught me so much. She was a mentor to me, and a lot of people tell me I'm a good campaigner. That's because she taught me. We'd go out and do these subways, and she'd say, "Carolyn, you don't talk to people. You just hand out the literature. The idea is to just get as many people, touch as many people as possible." She was extraordinary on every single level. To know her was to love her. She lives with us always. She lives in our heart. And when we see this sign, we will be reminded again of her extraordinary accomplishments. Earlier, I was able to name a post office for her. I wanted very much to do it in her honor while she was alive so she could see it and enjoy it. And also, we had the stock market, the New York stock market rang in her honor shortly before she left us. But she's here with it in spirit. She's in our heart. Thank you so much for doing this, Karen. Thank you, everybody.
We have some of our dignitaries. We have Linda Sun from the governor's office, who is here today.